so many things to talk about. Oh my God. This is Destroyer, dude. I didn't build it hoping for your approval. I built it because it meets mine. Destroyer.com. F you. Is Destroyer.com still up?
If you type it in, it goes to Jon Chase Studios.
Oh, okay.
Because like everything started kicking off again, I'm like, well, we'll just try it out and we'll see. Who knows? Maybe it'll come back. It'll be its own full site. Right now, it's like it's so connected to like what I'm doing and the artwork I'm doing and stuff like that, and the cause for raising awareness for children's mental health. That it's kind of like I have all this hub go to one place right now.
We just did a video on your Tri-5, but now we're gonna do a video on your Lifer car. This is your baby. It's very beautiful. But I also wanted to talk about some of the things that you're doing now. So you are starting up your brand again, Jon Chase Studios / Destroyer. What do you do now?
I've taken on client work. And if we all align together and we connect and it clicks really well, I'll work with a company or individual to like make design work. So I'm doing that, I'm doing consulting, and then and I'm also doing Destroyer. So I make products and then sell and just.
Oh wait, people can buy stuff right now?
Yeah.
Where?
You can go to jonchasestudios.com or destroyer.com.
What year is this and how did you acquire this?
So this is the 1967 Chevy Sports Coupe Nova. To me, it's the most beautiful car ever made. I know some people argue with that, but to me it is. So this actually, my parents got when I was 10 years old, and it was a basket case, 100%. The engine was in the back seat. There was no hood. I think it was missing a fender. It was rough. I think they got it for $250 back then. So this would be 1983. So they worked on it, and my dad worked on it. I was like really young, but I watched him work on it, and then it got to be like a pretty nice car. My mom drove it for quite a few years, and then when I turned 16, they handed it over to me, and it was clapped out by that point. It had a 283 in it with a power glide and a 2-barrel carburetor. My dad broke the linkage, so I couldn't go over 55 miles an hour, which I did learn later on how to fix. But yeah, that's how it started out. I wasn't really in the cars. Like I was in the cars when I was younger. They would take me to Super Chevy in the 80s, and it was in Orange County still. By the time I was 17 driving, I was like, that's cool.
At the time, this was probably just an old car to you, an old junker.
No, I thought it was cool, but it was like, I'll tell you what I really wanted. I wanted the Hilux. I wanted an SR5 Toyota truck or a Geostorm. So if you don't know what Geostorm is, Google it. They're horrible.
It's like this little
not the Metro
off-road thing. Oh.
No, the Storm was kind of the sporty version, but it was just. But anyways.
You wanted a Storm over this thing?
Well, yeah, it took me a while to warm up to this because, like, in high school I just drove it, and some of my friends that I still have now, they had muscle cars, and they were like, "Oh, this is cool." Fast forward to I'm about 21 now, and I was still pushing this around, kind of like whatever. And I went for a ride with my buddy Matt Eldridge. He had a '64 Malibu. And he was just beating it just down on the street. We're like getting sideways. I'm in the back seat. It was the greatest day ever. Then I kind of got the bug, and then I'm like, okay, I'll start doing things to it.
Tell me about the outside. Did you restore this from the ground up? What did you do?
I collected parts from different people over the years. This June will be 33 years. So I've had parts sitting on ice forever. Like the fender and these two fenders and the doors were sitting in my cellar when I used to live in Riverside, my house. They were sitting on there for like 10 years. So it wasn't until I took it to South County Auto Body, and Max and his team put it together. So it's Granada Gold, which is a 67 Super Sport color, but this is not a Super Sport car. But I love the color because you don't see them if you go to shows. Everyone's got Merino Blue, that's the color it came. You'll see seafoam, you'll see yellow, you see black, you'll see red, you'll see white. You don't see a lot of gold, and I love this color. And like, it was hard because it was painted blue Maui DuPont for like 25 years, and to do a complete color change was kind of surprising.
I mean, it looks so good in the sun right now. It looks incredible. What else have you changed on the outside? Is it pretty much stock exterior?
No, it's got LED taillights in them because if you've driven any old school cars, like they have light bulbs in them, they suck and people don't see it.
Well, that's a safety thing.
It's a safety thing. That rear bumper is actually a repop, because I couldn't, my original one was just way too far gone. The front bumper is still the original. I had repressed and re-chromed, I want to say in 1998 or something, 99 maybe.
Wheels, tire setup?
So they're kind of the standard. I always wanted torque thrust. It's like the go-to wheel for these cars of this era especially, and I finally got them, like I want to say 10 years ago? 10 years ago? No, hang on. What year is it now?
They're actually light too, right?
No, they're kind of heavy.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Yeah, they're kind of heavy.
Shows you how much I know.
Yeah, but they're American Racing torque thrust. I got Falcons on it. So it's a good cruiser car. I mean, it makes 400 horsepower, but dyno 400 horsepower. So it really is like 350 probably to the wheel, maybe, but it's good for cruising. That's why I like it. Originally it was gonna be my fast car, but it's not fast.
Oh, cool. Destroyer floor mats?
Yeah, I was actually
That's pretty cool.
I was at my parents' house and they pulled these out like, hey, you still want these? I'm like, all right, I'll put them in. I made them years and years ago. So I had the original seats in it for decades and they weren't very comfortable and it just wasn't good for my back. TMI reached out, they have a kit, we partnered up and made this. These are some of the most comfortable seats I've ever sat in.
They look amazing. One of the things I really like about them, they actually match this car.
Yeah, they're really into 55s, Novas, Camaros, Chevelles. This is a one-piece headliner.
It's so pretty. Like, the interior on this is so good.
Yeah,
the
but
headliner's nice. Even like the console that goes all the way to the back. What kind of style is that?
I don't even know, dude. It's just cool.
I think it looks great.
I really enjoy it.
It kind of matches the cowl on the hood a little bit.
Yeah,
or like
a little
kind of
bit.
continues like a line.
If you want to get real nerdy on design, you can
Yeah,
say that for the lines of it. The thing is, I still kept one thing in the car really, really just grimy is the dash. And I did that because no matter how nice the car does get, I still wanted the dash to look like how it's always been. Like this is like Warren Oates from Two Lane Blacktop. There's Randy Rhoads there from like this tribute record with Ozzy. There's Fernando Kane. He's the homie. Here's some old Destroyer stuff on here. It's just like my buddy Ed Santos, rest in peace. Like that's just all these things I just collected. I just still like to have.
It's cool that you have a quick release, but the craziest thing is the transmission. So what's going on with the transmission here?
It's just a B&M shifter. A lot of people don't understand how it works. You shift through the gears, but this actually stays in the exact same position the entire time. So you just have to know, like there is an indicator on it, but I never used it. I really do need to put new carpet in it. That's the only thing TMI didn't have at the time. They didn't have carpet, so I need to replace the carpet.
So what transmission is this then?
Turbo 350 with a gear vendor on it, so it has overdrive, and you can split each gear if you really wanted to. So you have first over, second over, and then third overdrive. And it has a 373 gear in the back, so it can scoot. It's a fun little get around town car.
But you can also cruise pretty good on the freeway.
Yeah. You can put an auto and it'll just shift constantly. But for cruising around, I just kind of keep it as is. But yeah, if you're just overdrive on the freeway, it's good. And then I kept the original rear view. It's all kind of aged and patinaed out, but I like it. And then this wheel that Hoonigan did with Momo.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's like, that's the drifty boy part of you.
As Hart would call it, hot boy. Because I'm running
super cool.
out of date like lap belts from like 99 or something like that. Like it's super hot boy. Line 142 cubic inch supercharger roots blower with 5 pounds of boost on it. So we're guesstimating it's 400 at the crank, maybe 350 at the wheel. So it's nothing too, I mean, by today's standards, nothing special about it. What made this car work really well for me though was the Be Cool radiator system. Because before I could never drive the car because it was always overheat. And now I can sit in traffic. It can be 110 degrees out here in the IE, and I can drive this all the time and never worry about it ever.
This is big.
It's thick. It's a thick boy.
And then, is this an oil cooler?
Trans cooler.
Oh, trans cooler.
Yeah.
This doesn't need an oil cooler.
No. I mean, you could. And it's got a TCI front end on it. The stock front end on first and second gen Novas is horrible. You can rebuild it, and it can be real tight, and you can hit a pothole, and it's out. And you have to get it relined. So switching to this gave it a whole new setup. Has rack and pinion steering on it, which is great. And it's just like a really good driver car. I dig it.
Should we go for a ride?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So even though you didn't have a seat in your Bel Air, I still rode in it. Damn, just sounds so good. V8.
You got some V8s now.
I like V8s.
Yeah, you got some now.
I'm all about the V8s. I like turbo cars though. Something about a turbo car that just changes your life.
I wanted to put twin turbos on the Tri-5, but that never happened. But maybe one day, I don't know. We'll see.
You're right about the seats. They're very comfortable.
Right? I had some guy who was like thinking about getting some for his car, his Chevelle. It's like, go ahead and sit in. He was like, oh yeah, I like these. These are good.
This is a good family car though.
Yeah,
You take this out.
Yeah.
I mean, because you grew up, you rode in this as a kid.
Yeah.
and now as an adult, you're taking your kids out.
I was taking them to school in this for a while, but now, not gonna lie, I got that GX, and boy, spoiled.
Driving a couch over here, this guy with his Lexus.
It's 18 years old, but to me it's like brand new. Huge deal.
Yeah, compared to this.
Yeah, totally. This is me growing up in high school, taking my wife out on dates. Like, this is the car we drove, so.
This is super cool. I definitely bet you get a lot of looks driving this around town.
Yeah, just because it's got a paint job, it's shiny, it's clean most of the time. It's a different kind of vibe, that's all. The 55 is definitely a different kind of caveman view. Like, people see that and go, oh, it's probably just like, you know, whatever, but this is the more refined, classy looking car, so yeah. I think you should get into like an old American car.
There's certain ones that I feel like really speak to me, and they have really good lines. Because I've spent so many years photographing classic American cars, I feel like I've done some of the really important events and gatherings, right? So I've done Hot Rod Power Tour a bunch of times, Hot Rod Drag Week a bunch of times, Bonneville a couple times, Grand National Roadster Show many years in a row. So many things. I've been to Deuce Days. It's in Victoria, where a bunch of people ship their 32 Fords all over the world to Victoria on ferries and stuff. That's actually the first place I've ever driven a 32 Ford, was
really?
on Deuce Days.
That's cool.
With Bruce Myers, of all people, in his 32, like, well, I mean, we were in the same train of people going. We were driving from the US to Victoria, and to do that, you have to board a ferry. So I've done so much, and I think I kind of know what I like. One of the jokes that we always talk about when we're on Hot Rod Power Tour is like, oh, there's another 69 Camaro. Oh, there's a 69 Camaro. Oh, there's another 69 Camaro. I don't want to be that guy that has the normal hot rod, or if that's a thing. You know, I want to do something that's more my taste.
So would that be getting an American car from, like, say, like the mid 60s, but maybe mixing some of the J inspiration?
Yeah. I mean, I could probably see that.
Just saying, if you had extra time in your life, and a space in your garage. I mean, look, you're a drifty boy now.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Because, true story, I was looking for a 55, and when I couldn't find one, and then I found one, but I went on vacation, and it wasn't there when I came back, I started looking at S13s. I was this close to buying an S13.
Whoa! Dude, that blower sounds good. I thought you were making that noise. Wow, that was pretty cool.
That's cool. It's not like crazy,
No,
but it's fun.
but this is all metal.
Yeah.
It
weighs 3,000 pounds still, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
No. That's why these cars became really popular in drag racing, because they were lightweight to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
Lightweight relatively.
Yes,
3,000 pounds.
Compared to other cars out at the same time that could have weighed like 3,500 pounds or more.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good. Wait, so it is shifting for you?
Yeah, I left in auto.
Okay.
Yeah. If I pull it down, we could hold the gears, but I figured we're not trying to do anything crazy.
Yeah.
So.
But this is a cool cruiser.
Yeah, it's all it's supposed to be is a cruiser. It's just crazy to think I've had this car so long, and it's still not done. 33 years, still not done.
Forever project.
Yeah, I mean, I got some rear suspension for it, so I can remove the leaf springs in the back and put coilovers on it, and then I can run a pretty good sized tire. If I want a mini tub, I can run a big tire, but it doesn't need a big tire, so that's the last thing I want to do to it, really. And then I am so torn. I kind of want to like do like artwork on the roof, like panel it out, lace it or something. Like, that's the only thing I like. But it's like, ooh, you go that far, you're like, how much further do you keep going? Does it go down a custom route? It's not like that car that people would think of, so I don't know.
Well, either way, I definitely appreciate you showing us this build. And honestly, it's just good to catch up with you. You know, I'm pretty sure my audience has watched you for so many years, and maybe some of you are wondering where Jon went, Maybe some of you guys are wondering what John's up to. Well, this is what he's up to. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next episode.